They have to shoot the ball well from the perimeter, move it around, and move this North Carolina defense for a chance to win, because this is not a great defensive team. It is not a great rebounding team.
Yeah, not a very physical team. Pretty good atmosphere in here for an early Saturday start. Some of the students are back on campus. And the Tar Heels played a 10 o'clock start out in Portland earlier this year. Hopefully everybody is wide awake and ready to go as the Tar Heels control the tip.
Notre Dame starting the game in man-to-man. Leshevsky guarding Bacot. An immediate double team from the baseline side.
And a corner three for Caleb Love to give the Heat.
Well handled by North Carolina. The double team comes. Bacot passes out of it. And those are the kind of shots that Caleb Love is hitting. They're better shots because they're in rhythm. What a pass.
Leaky Black finds Armando Bacot, and what a start for Carolina.
Leaky Black made a little pass fake and almost a look away and got the ball to Bacot underneath. That was beautiful.
Both teams are down a player today. Pete Nance, we do not believe he is going to play. Has been dealing with a back issue that cost him almost the entire game Wednesday against. They are a small team. This is really a perimeter-oriented team.
And this is a 2-3 zone. The wings will come up a bit from the baseline, but they need to keep North Carolina out of the paint and have coverage around Armando Bacot.
R.J. Davis, the step in two, around and out, and the rebound down to Dane Goodwin.
Well, Notre Dame runs a lot of ball screen continuity. They do run some set plays, but they're going to spread the floor, try to draw Armando Bacot away from the basket, and then attack from there.
Goodwin inside, slips between a couple of.
I think attacking the paint was smart off the top, but the question is, can they stop North Carolina?
The freshman Seth Trimble getting the start. As Carolina goes small, to Trimble coming off a really good effort Wednesday against the Demon D.
Get it from one side of the floor to the other. They can really attack.
It won't stay down for Cormac Ryan, and back comes Leaky Black, the fifth-year senior. How about Black with a career-high 18 points Wednesday against Wake, including 3 threes. Bacot, rebound Leshevsky.
Leshevsky, one of the better rebounders in the conference, averages about 8 rebounds a game, but the overwhelming majority of his rebounds are on the defensive end. Notre Dame is not an offensive rebounding team.
And Jay, a change in the starting lineup for the Irish as Leshevsky lays it in, and an and-one opportunity. Manic for Nance, and again, Nance out with an injury today. The core is basically the same as a year ago, so you don't want to say they can't get back to the kind of heights they reached last year, because they did it last year.
And I think if you compared last year to this team has performed better to this point in the season than last year's team did against the schedule per game, but took that out of the sky with his left hand.
Boy, tough baseline jumper off the end
from the field. His prior 4, he shot 25%. So he's on an upward trend.
Played through a sinus infection, and the Irish's lost to BC on Tuesday. A game that Notre Dame led for the first 37 minutes. But then couldn't close it. The Eagles closed it on a 17-4 run. Boy, what a steal by Leaky Black.
They just took that right out of the hands of Leshevsky.
Love the kick. Trimble. Leshevsky was right behind him, and there's going to be a label to the line. The freshman from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin.
And it's like he was born in a stance. He's explosive, stays in front.
How many times have you seen Bacot do that?
Well, that's a Carolina staple on a missed free throws to tip it back.
The Irish beat the Heels up in South Bend a year ago. Again, Leshevsky had a big game, 6 threes. Great effort by Cormac Ryan, and he kicks it back out.
Good recovery by North Carolina, especially Leaky Black, to take away that offensive rebound 3.
This is Marcus Hammond, transfer from Niagara, rejected by Trimble. Shot clock at 4. Ryan knows it. Gets it off, around and out, and the rebound down to the Heels.
North Carolina in man-to-man. They're switching just about everything. That's putting Armando Bacot on a lot of guards out on the perimeter.
Trimble for 3. Tip back out by Leaky Black.
Trimble was open, but still should have driven the ball there. Just because you're open for the shot doesn't mean you have to take it. Shot fake and drive the closeout.
So Carolina taking a lot of threes, and the Irish, the team known for taking threes, They're 0 for 1. They've only attempted one three-pointer in the game.
Well, North Carolina's taken away the three, but that's opening up drives. And I think Hubert Davis calculating, can Notre Dame make enough twos to beat you?
And actually make that, the Irish have yet to attempt a three in this game until this moment, and it goes for Hammond.
Into that left shoulder. That was a really good cut by R.J. Davis.
Looked like Leshevsky gave a little ground, too. Didn't want to pick up that second foul.
Good fake.
Great defense by Trimble to take it away.
That's what a recovery looks like.
And Trimble is headed to the free. How easy do you got it?
I think Georgia by 2 touchdowns.
Georgia by 2 touchdowns. I got Georgia and OT. And by the way, the back of our heads is available for hire.
For NIL
Yes,
deals.
for NIL, yes. Send us your stickers.
A good defense by Notre Dame to take away that little pocket pass and get Armando Bacot caught in a double team for the easy score along the right block. And the more North Carolina goes into Armando Bacot and plays inside out, the better I think their offense performs.
31 double-doubles a year ago, and on his way to what looks like another one here. That's his 7th rebound to go with 8 points, and we're not even 14 minutes into the game.
And he's like 59 rebounds away from setting the all-time record for North Carolina. Really good guard rebounder, Dane Goodwin.
And Wirtz misses the reverse. Yeah, Goodwin's one of those, he's bigger than you think he is, guys, when you walk by him. He's 6'6", can rebound.
He's been having to battle through that.
Part of a very experienced Notre Dame team. A lot of older players as Bacot misses this. Cormac Ryan's 24. They've got 3 23-year-olds and a 22-year-old, all among their top 6 or 7 players.
They have 6 graduate students on the roster.
Boy, Carolina doing a nice job forcing turnovers. Something that Notre Dame doesn't do very often at all.
Well, that was a great job by Caleb Love. He was fronting. He got switched off on a big, as he's taken nothing but good shots. Everything's been in rhythm. Nothing has been forced.
A steal by Ryan. And he will lay it in to make it an 8-point game. Last trip down, Bacot picked up his 2nd block of the game to go already with 10 points and 8 rebounds.
And maybe that's something that steal and bucket gets Cormac Ryan going a little bit, because he's got to put points on the board for Notre Dame. You know, all 5 starters for Notre Dame average double figures, but they all 5 have to score.
And Bacot is bumped and is heading to the line.
So pajama is the wrong pronunciation.
It depends where you're from. Goodwin, another block, this time Leaky Black.
One of the best defenders in the country, Leaky Black.
Deflected away by Goodwin. Good hustle.
It's a team that shoots 31% from 3. That's 278 in the nation for 3-point percentage.
And again, Marcus Hammond will start the second half as he did at the beginning of the game. Trey Wirtz will come off the bench again. They go down to Goodwin in the post. And he is a terrific post player offensively, but Leaky Black can guard just about anybody, just about anywhere.
Well, that's 6'6" in the post as a guard, going against 6'8" and long-armed, and one of the best defenders in the country in Leaky Black. That is not a matchup that suggests the post for Dane Goodwin. Good pass.
Bacot, the follow no, and Goodwin down with a rebound.
It's really amazing how quick Armando Bacot is on that second jump to get to an offensive rebound. He missed that shot because of all the contact going against Leschewski. Leschewski throwing his body into him, but Bacot very quick to almost get that tip in.
Ryan now with a Bacot on him, and the pass picked off by Black.
Just trying to take advantage of a matchup instead of just making a play.
Trimble, Bacot for an easy 2.
Anytime there's a turnover, easy basket.
Again, no Pete Nance, so Hubert Davis starting a smaller lineup with Leaky Black in effect at the 4, and Seth Trimble out there in the backcourt along with Love and Davis.
Trimble's so alert on the defensive end. He's guarding J.J. Starling.
Ryan, tipped up and in by Leschewski.
And because of
this Notre Dame team went 15-5 a year ago in the ACC. They made the NCAA tournament, a first 4 team. Beat Rutgers, beat Alabama, lost to Texas Tech in the second round. And they lost some good players, including a first-round pick in Blake Wesley. And they are just struggling right now. 8-7 overall, Jay, and 0-4 in ACC play. Davis in transition, and right now the Irish, just a lot of extremes on this Notre Dame team, both offensively and defensively.
Well, Notre Dame's going to get caught on a lot of switches in man-to-man.
It bounces to Trimble, and he'll finish. Well, he does a lot of nice things, doesn't he?
We've talked about what a great on-ball defender he is, his ability to stay in front. That is an elite skill that Seth Trimble has, but he's explosive athletically. Doesn't shoot it great yet, but you're looking at a player that is going to be a great one for North Carolina.
Played a lot of soccer as a kid.
It's called football, Dan.
I'm sorry.
Too many guys on the ball. Carolina reverses it, gets a good shot. And Notre Dame needs to run its offense with a little more pace. You know, they got a ball reversal, but there was some catch and hold instead of catch and make a move or catch and get rid of it.
Love into traffic, and a foul is called.
More likely than not going to collapse that defense, and Puff Johnson has had some really good minutes in this game. At 6 points in the first half. He was great in the title game last year against Kansas. I think he had 11 points in that game.
Played a ton of minutes in that 4 overtime loss to Alabama. Played 48 minutes in that game. Campbell misses a turnaround.
Yeah, that's not the shot that Mike Brey wants from Tom Campbell.
And now he's got to deal with a Baycott at the other end. Love steps into a three. Flying in to keep it alive was DeMarco Dunn, but it's Irish ball. Wirtz. And they can shoot the three. They can cut into it.
Tough to get guard responsibilities when you're coming down the floor in a little bit of a scramble situation.
Notre Dame with 5 made threes today. Carolina with 6. And again, and
move that shooting mechanics from last year to this year.
Hubert Davis is looking for more options off the bench. Puff Johnson plays a fair bit. Whether it's done, we've seen Seth Trimble. It does look like the pieces are there, Jay, for this team to improve its production off the bench as the season goes along.
A tough drive by Nate Lee,
the hardest working man in show business. The Badgers have won 6 in a row heading into that game with the Illini today. Good ball movement and a foul on the Irish.
A really good job of getting the ball into the Actually, their leader and a guy that can knock down shots, good defender. And this is the lineup that Notre Dame's going to go with for the rest of the game.
Black over Leshevsky, around and in. And all of a sudden, it's a 7-0 run for Carolina after the Irish had gotten it down to a 7-point deficit.
Boy, that was a heck of a play by Leaky Black. Made the catch with a defender, his arms wrapped around him, and then took a huge body bump as he was going up and still made the play.
And those were his first 2 points of the game. Shot clock down to 5. Starling into the paint, lost it. Goodwin has it, gets it off, and hits it.
Boy, talk about a broken play. Now 2-3 zone again for Notre Dame. So that middle is going to be open.
Baycott the kick to Davis. Back to Baycott. Spins. Jump hook in and out. Boy, he got the shot he wanted though.
North Carolina has to continue the pressure on the ball and then guard that three-point line.
Now Leshevsky with Trimble on him, goes at him and left it short.
And that's why Trimble, you just want to wall up and fight in there and make him take a tough shot over you. He makes it fine.
Nice look. Johnson. And the rebound, Leshevsky.
Notre Dame needs to run offense with some pace right here. Get the ball moving from side to side. They're going to have the floor spread. Then you've got the option to drive it and kick it. Carolina basically switching everything. You see R.J. Davis fighting Dane Goodwin down in that post-up situation.
Now Baycott finds himself on Starling, but Starling gives it up with the shot clock running down. And that kind of forced Hammond into a tough situation. He had to get a shot up.
That's not what North Carolina wants. They average over 80 points a game. They'd rather play a higher octane game. But it's harder to get against a team like Notre Dame that slows it down a little bit.
Love into the paint. Beautiful feed into Baycott.
Free throw disparity. North Carolina getting there. Notre Dame not.
And Notre Dame not even hitting the ones they're getting. They're just 1 for 6 for a team that shoots 78% from the line on the season. One of the best marks in the country. Davis having himself an afternoon.
Finding the open man opposite. He sees the double coming, dribbles out of it, and gets it to R.J. Davis for that easy step-in three.
Boy, everybody moving their feet defensively for the Heels right now, although Caleb Love just got fouled for
where Ralph Sampson grew up.
Notre Styles is into the game as well. Dunn, Washington, McCoy return, now a turnover. And Dunn will commit the foul to prevent the easy bucket. Now again, you got programs like Clemson and Pittsburgh making strong early statements. We'll see how it plays out in the coming weeks.
And in a long conference season, there is still a long way to go.
Washington with the offensive rebound, but has it taken away. Robbie Carmody is in the game for Notre Dame, a young man who unfortunately, Jay, his career just basically impacted so severely by knee injuries, but he's out there getting a little run here in the closing minute. Shot clock is turned off. Mike Bray says, don't worry about it, as he heads to shake hands with Hubert Davis, and Carolina defeats Notre Dame 81-64 here this afternoon. A nice effort.